Hi, I'm Hannah Marie. I am playing Samantha Thatcher, and my playbook is the spooky.
Hello there, my name is Jimmy, and I'll be playing Christopher Watson, the expert.
Hi there, I'm Stabbykinz. I'm playing Callum Reyland, the spell slinger.
And hello everyone, I'm Grizz, and I'll be playing the rather eccentric town of Willoughby Falls, where it's totally normal. And Willoughby Falls has always been known as normal. I mean, if you excuse the fact of the random house fires, people going missing all the time, crop circles that appear on a regular basis to the point where farmers actually plan space for those crop circles, and pretty sure the constellations are always moving in this town. But that's neither here nor there. How we doing, players?
Doing good?
Yeah, pretty
I'm
good.
absolutely ready.
Good. The last time around, the three of you were able to solve the rather old mystery of things that happened in Tinsel Theater. As it turns out, there was a crossroads demon lurking in the basement, made a deal with a very legendary musician for the soul of anyone who ever stole his trumpet, which a lot of people stole that over the years, so that demon got a lot of souls, but you were able to annul the contract by burning it in flames, and the demon disappeared. And you also solved a different mystery of the location of a young woman's body who went missing about 15 years prior, who had turned into a banshee, warning everyone of this threat, the threat of this trumpet. Yeah, and you solved the mystery. Everything turned out pretty okay. No one was arrested because technically no one did anything wrong except maybe the owner of the theater, who maybe or may not have actually known there was a body down there, but that's beside the point. Everything's fine. Bodies turn up in Willoughby Falls. It's okay. But as of right now, we're going to move forward a week into a little deeper into summer. And it is summertime. Summer is here. School's out. A lot of the college students have come back into town, and all of the community college students are just stuck in class because that's how it works. It's getting a little hotter in Willoughby Falls. It's about mid-June at this point. And of course, the weird things never settle down. And we find our three characters actually exiting a beaten up old station wagon that they borrowed from one of the local police, Sheriff Mahoney, who sent you all out to the Shaded Vale National Park. The Shaded Vale National Park sits on the left side of Willoughby Falls. It holds the record for the fifth most lakes, ponds, rivers, and streams. So naturally, it's quite wet. The Willoughby Boy Scouts hold their 2-month summer camp underneath its boughs, and several beautiful hiking trails also call it home. And deeper inside it, but you can just barely see over the trees, is Mount Mahoney, the third tallest mountain in the state. Which state? Well, that's not important. However, in recent years, it's become less of a travel spot. As the three of you know, just living in the area, people go missing in Willoughby, but in the Shaded Vale, like entering, it's kind of like asking to go missing. It's kind of become like a low destination tourist spot for people like thrill seeking and, oh, maybe I'll go missing or see something so like kind of spooky in there. But it has become kind of haven for illicit activity. And there's been like litter and trash buildup and stuff like that. And there was a weird fire here that happened about 4 or 5 years ago that no one's really been ever able to explain. But that's not why the three of you are here. As Sheriff Mahoney explained rather roughly and quickly while actively shoving you in a car with, quote, camping supplies, which was a large amount of donuts, cigarettes, and none of you spoke, and what seemed to be kind of tepid water in old water bottles you probably don't want to drink out of. And whatever else you had on you. Due to the slight lack of tourism, he explained, a group of prospecting investors hired a group to get a better idea of what the Shaded Vale Park is about, and sent them off into a 2-week trip into the forest. That was about 2 weeks ago, and no one's heard from him. On a different note, he also caught wind of a new group of nature conservationists that also went to the forest to do the exact opposite. to prove that this park should be conserved and kept the exact stated that it is now, they left about 4 or 5 days ago. No one's heard from them since. But the real reason that the three of you are getting out into the main parking area of the national park is that the Willoughby Boy Scouts started their summer camp about a week ago. And there hasn't been a word from them. Despite the town wanting to search more, the forest wardens are actively warning everyone to not go into the forest and only send a specialized group, perhaps, to investigate the problem, to not send a whole bunch of people exploring into a large national park that clearly is dangerous and they don't know what's happening. So that's why the three of you are here. Yes, the Willoughby Wallabies. As you come across the main parking area, the Faded Vale is a beautiful park. From what you all remember, maybe the scenes from some photos and brochures about Willoughby Falls, but as you exit the car, the entire forest is just layered down thick with a thick layer of fog that just perpetuates everything. You can maybe see about 20 feet ahead of you. There's almost no cars in the lot, maybe 2 or 3. But that is what you can see for right now.
All right.
Oh, do we really have to go camping?
I agree. This is Ratman country right here.
Hey, I have to do scheduling and all this other stuff for the summer before, and we're now having to do this.
Oh no, are we all indoor cats?
So it would seem, much to your DM's much enjoyment. Yeah.
I mean, it's not all that bad. At least I got my anti-Ratman spray bottle. He takes out this plastic bottle that just has this shitty duct tape labeled Ratman anti-spray.
Noted.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So we've got a couple groups that have gone missing, and we haven't heard from the Willoughby Wallabies. Maybe that's the first place to check, see if they just disconnected to, I don't know, enjoy nature or something.
I think that's a good idea.
Because at least we know exactly where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, and then of course we also have to keep an eye out for those planners and the conservationists as well.
Samantha casts a disdainful look at the quote-unquote camping supplies. Should we... She has a very disgusted look on her face when she said, should we set up camp?
Let's go to the... How late in the day is this, or is this still early morning?
Oh, I mean, Sheriff Mahoney isn't a complete asshole. He definitely woke you up at 5:30 in the morning, so you get here bright and crisp about 7:30 in the morning.
Oh, God.
I'm shocked he is still alive.
You see Callum asymmetrically blinking.
Callum is frog blinking. We better move.
Yeah, we better move, and I'm going to grab some of the donuts. I haven't had breakfast this morning.
You're really going to trust us? Sorry, continue.
They are moist donuts.
Oh.
Pick one up and just drop it. It's maybe not. Let's just go, shall we?
Dang, man, I think the fog got to these. Oh well, nothing to be done. He'll slip out of the car and duct tape the anti-spray to his hip.
Wouldn't it be wouldn't it make more sense to put it on your hand? Okay, whatever. Let's start walking. Just
All
duct
right.
tape it to your hand. Just
I did think about duct taping it to my hand, but I don't know, might be a little restricting.
I'm not
Alright.
your mother. Let's go.
So as you exit the parking area, it kind of like winds up into like a wider dirt road for maybe like a golf buggy can like drive, two of them side by side. It's not that wide. But as you go up a ways, it's only like maybe like a mile and a half. It's like just through the path because they wanted to make sure it was far off enough in the woods where you come up to the warden station. It's like a medium-sized building, like a story and a half. Part of it's kind of like built into the side of the bank that it's sitting in. And you can clearly see the front door. It's kind of like half open. There's some lights inside. And as you walk up to it, the actual path splits off into three of them.
Is there any markers around, or?
Yeah, there's a sign pointing. They're in the middle of the actual fork itself. There's a sign that one points to the Willoughby Boy Scout Camp, the Mount Mahoney Observatory, and another sign pointing to the Trial Trail.
I think the Boy Scouts will still be our first priority because they're supposed to be there.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, we could go there.
If any one of them tries to sell me on their cookies again, though, there's gonna be a whole lot more fire.
First the IRS, now Boy Scouts. I'm sensing a pattern here.
Listen, you don't understand how vicious they can get. They're like animals.
Okay, just tell me about it walking, Callum. Samantha is 1,000% wearing the wrong shoes for this.
Excellent. Are you just walking past the warden station and just going up the Boy Scout trail?
Oh. Actually, let's actually headed to the warden station. They might actually have some stuff there.
Samantha says, has a face that says, more people, but she acquiesces to your request and heads towards the station.
Yeah, I start heading my way to the station.
All right. So you open the door to the main entrance, and it's like it's like they had to conserve space to allow for as many things as possible. So it's like lounge, kitchen, and also office for at least one of them. So you see the couches and seating area beside that. There's a kitchen area, like microwave, an oven, and stuff like that. Small, efficient. And then there's a smaller desk, but probably 15 filing cabinets, kind of crammed in as tight as you possibly can, surrounding it. And you see a younger woman, probably very early 20s at this point, short ginger hair underneath her ranger's hat, dressed up in the very traditional garb of the button-up green shirt with the official badges, long pants, boots, and everything tied up real tight. And you see her scratching her freckles on her face as she's typing on a small laptop.
Hello?
Oh, hi. Come on in.
Walking a little bit. Hi, I'm Christopher Watson. We came from Willoughby Falls. We were told about some disappearances that's been happening.
Oh, are you the ones Mahoney sent that?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, okay then. She tips her head to you. I'm Warden McKnight. It's a pleasure to have you. We do need a bit more assistance. The state isn't sending a lot of help anytime soon, but please come closer. I'll try to tell you what's been happening. as far as we're aware.
Of course. Get a little bit.
Samantha just pulls out a ratty notebook and like looks at her with those very intense, direct eyes of hers that she doesn't quite understand are off-putting.
Callum will just blink out his phone and hit record because T can't be asked to remember anything.
Can you do me a favor, Stabby?
Yeah.
Can you roll me 2d6?
Oh boy.
Oh,
It
no.
begins.
I was literally about to say, it's begun.
That's 6. Oh boy.
Your phone's at 30%.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, no.
I could
You
have
have
sworn
one bottle.
I could have sworn I charged this thing when I left. Ah, damn it. Just kind of reluctantly drags the lighting slider to like 1/4 and hits battery saver.
Samantha just like clicks her tongue and is like, don't have to charge pencil.
Meh.
Wow. Let's see. Happy to have the three of you here. There's the Wigan investigative group. I guess they were here to scout out the area for possible land that they could buy up from the state. We haven't heard anything from them, and we've been looking up and down the trails, but we haven't seen anything.
Any last known locations?
They just kind of gestured around the forest. They were professional hikers. We didn't. You can camp anywhere, however you want. We tried to check up on them, but they were constantly on the move. They were supposed to check the place out efficiently and leave. They weren't really here to hang out.
Okay, that's fair.
I think the last thing we have for them is that they went down the trial trail towards the absent swamp.
Yeah.
And the last feather group, they're a little extreme as far as conservation goes, but they came in on 4-wheelers and carts and just went right past the ranger station. I think they were trying to go toward the observatory, but I don't actually know. We were sitting in here when all this happened.
So the conservationists came in without prior authorization?
Well, they don't need it's a public park. You can just enter.
Okay, fair.
For the first group, do you know if they are they operating on any like radio frequencies or anything like that you were in contact with them over?
I believe we were for a short while, but it's gone silent. We've been, as she points to like this massive radio setup beside doors, and it's been quiet. At least their frequency.
And you haven't heard anything from the Willoughby Wallabies? Every time Samantha says it, a little bit of her dies inside. You haven't heard from them in a week? Did you check at the camp? I assume you have.
We actually couldn't really approach it. She kind of looks like down, like ashamed of herself. The fog there is like breathing in sand. We couldn't get any closer towards it, and our only golf cart actually broke down when we tried to approach it, and is actually trying to get any farther into the forest right now. We can't. We think it might be some kind of toxic gas coming out of the lake and such, but that doesn't make any sense. It hasn't been known to do that. And we have tried to ask the state for help. They're sending out investigators. We have done flyovers, but the fog is too thick.
When did the fog start?
It's always been relatively misty here. As far as that fog goes, I'm not sure.
As for the investigative group of developers, did they give you any timeline to when to expect them back, or like the conservationists, did they just head right on in and?
They just headed in. They're allowed to just look.
Yeah, I just figured on an official capacity they might be giving you some sort of timeline, but
she looks exasperated. Not you, just them in general. The shaded veil for the past 6 or 7 years has been a target, and the conservationists have successfully many times prevented any sale of any of this property. But when tourism gets less and less, they are allowed to they can afford to just rip through here and see what they can find and then present it to their masters above. We can't. What are we going to say to them unless they're actually harming the land around them?
Has there ever been conflict between the two groups if they've overlapped?
Not them. No.
Not them. Was there conflict with other groups?
If you want to try to get more information, look into this person further.
Sorry, what?
You can try to make a roll if you'd like. She clearly is trying to avoid the subject.
If I could, please.
Yeah, you can always ask for a roll.
Would it be okay if I use my mind reading powers?
Sure.
And would I be able to roll investigate? Sorry, flipping to the page. I don't know. That's what I do. Investigate a mystery. Let me roll. It's plus sharp.
Yep. Oh,
Nope. I respectfully lay before you a 4.
As you kind of reach into her mind after she says that, it feels like you're surrounded by smoke. It's like hot smoke, like fresh from a fire. You're not sure what this means, but she looks genuinely uncomfortable at the subject of their individuals having conflict.
Samantha flinches just a little bit, but it's like, okay, lesson learned.
Yeah. Let's like if you see her like scratching at her chin again. I don't have much else. I'm supposed to stay stationed here. For when other people come in. I've been waiting on phone calls and sending emails, but I can't actually leave the station.
Is there any other game wardens around, or is it just you right now?
Elliot Hickman is out and about trying to get the lay of the land a little bit better. I think he was going to force his way through the fog and head towards the observatory. He radioed me about 3 a.m. saying he was okay. So.
Okay. And do you happen to have any spare radios or anything like that?
The setup she has around her seems to indicate no, but she does pull out something. Well, hold on. There is one that does look like something pulled straight out of like the late 80s. This one should still work.
I grab it and it's feel a little bit of heft because it's from the 80s.
Yeah, no, how strong are you there, Christopher? You got some muscle there? Yeah?
A little bit because I have to take some of these books are big, but not.
Dude, nerds are strong.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I have to climb up plenty of ladders to get to some of the books I need.
Do you have anywhere to put it, by the way?
I think I would still have my bag, basically, but even then.
Okay.
Callum, duct tape it to Christopher's hand.
You got it. And he's got like.
No,
Nice and duct
I
tape
don't
out.
suggest you do that. That was from one of the wars, apparently. She shrugs, but we got it on sale. So I wouldn't hold it long.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
So we're not doing the duct tape.
No,
I don't think you should do the duct tape.
Callum,
No.
I was being facetious.
Oh, I brought the duct tape just for this reason. He rolls it back up.
I don't trust you with duct tape anymore. But Game Master, I do have a question.
Mhm.
Has the trooper been scratching her face this entire time?
Yep.
Okay.
She seems genuinely nervous discussing all of this.
Okay, so it just seems like nerves and not. Would I need to roll to see if it's nerves or something else? Because she did mention something toxic.
It does seem to be just nerves.
Roger that.
all right. So, all right, I think we're going to start having a look here and see what we can find as well. I do thank you for your information.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I have a few things. She goes over and you see. She actually looks back at the three of you. Has a brief look of like legitimate pity, and goes into one of the lockers and pulls out two like shoulder satchels. Like, all right, these are kitted out with some food and everything like that. And here are 2 flashlights and a flocklight.
Okay.
I just look at Callum. Aren't you going to grab those?
Well, I was hoping you'd ask, and he's gonna grab them up. And naturally, he'll duct tape on the flashlights to his shoulder.
It is a it's a little wibbly wobbly up there, but noted.
He just gives a little slap. Yep, that's going nowhere.
Duct tapes both bags together. Extra bag.
Yeah, she like nods to the three of you, like, yeah, good luck. She kind of like shrugs a little bit. I'm really sorry I can't go with you.
It's fine.
And they actually took all of the maps that we have.
Oh,
Concerning.
Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be coming in the mail in the next few days. This is what happens when tourism goes down. You look so apologetic right now. Like, I'm sorry.
There's no like trail map like on the wall or anything like that.
No.
No. Okay.
You see, you know what? Roll me 2d6.
Well, me.
Anyone, actually. Who's feeling lucky?
I feel lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Oh no. No.
I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Well, actually, oh no, hold up. No, one of the younger Willoughby scouts, actually, he drew this for me. He's a little sweet guy. And she pulls out this adorable drawing of a map of the camp. I'm so happy I prepped this, actually. Here we go.
oh no.
Oh my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
wait, we get a picture?
Oh, you can say that. There you go. It's going to be on the actual Roll20 page.
Oh my god.
There you go, gang.
Guys, we're so back.
Yeah.
For the audience, it is a small map that a very wonderful nephew of mine drew that I thought would never happen. That is the map she hands to you, and she looks kind of pleased with herself for remembering it. To help you, this pink house right there, that's the warden station. The big blue block right here, that is the Boy Scout camp. And the purple one way up there is the observatory, and the big green blob down there is the absent swamp, and that big blue thing right there, I'm pretty sure that's Lake Leticia.
You're laughing. We are going to study this map like it's the secret to the universe.
This is one of those things. You're like, hey, you want to help me, buddy? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, here you go.
It's on the back of a placemat from a diner.
Hey, it is on like it's like a page torn from like what would be like really nice drawing paper that someone was like, sure, buddy, go ahead. But yeah, there you have it. There is your map.
Okay. Well, it seems like the Boy Scout camp is our best bet. You said there was a fog gas. I'm assuming you don't have respirators, masks, anything like that?
No, not really needed around here.
Yeah, I figured since you didn't use it, you don't have it.
Actually, let me have a look and see if I might have something. I know I haven't cleaned this out here. I would like to try to see if I have any masks. Grizz?
Sure. Yeah.
Because I have preparedness. That's the reason why.
Yeah, that tone was like, if you knew, buddy boy.
All right.
I'm gonna go camping. I'm gonna prepare heavy-duty military grade respirator.
It's more on the lines of not heavy-duty military grade, but more on the like almost like COVID masks, basically.
Yeah.
All right.
It's funny. Hit it.
And submit. Submit. Don't have them. I know where it is.
We're struggling.
You know where it is, but it's somewhere real bad. Christopher, you know the lore and legend of this place. You know that the observatory for Mount Mahoney was a former military base, and you know that we would be able to find these kind of respirators. They're just on the other side of everything.
Oh.
Somewhere real bad.
I don't have anything else to say. But let's start.
I think that we can. Man. I think that we can sort something out. And I look at Callum like with big old eyes, being like, "Bro, we're magic."
Well, I guess I could try and like burn the fog.
Let's at least go out there and see what this is.
Uncontrolled flame in a forest. Smoky Bear says no. We're not talking about anything that you should be concerned about. You're fine. Everything's fine.
He's concerned and nervous and looking at the three of you like, oh god, they're the ones going to save everybody.
It's all right. It's wizardly concerns beyond your comprehension. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
don't worry. We're very normal.
Let's go to this camp and have a look. And
I guess don't burn daylight, and please be safe, and radio if you need something.
Absolutely. Thank you for all of your help. Have a lovely day.
Mm-hmm. Whatever face she may have had seems to have been actually burnt up with the flame conversation.
Yep.
Yep.
Walk.
But behold, you are outside the warden station and you have 3 paths before you that you can see on your map.
Are we sure we really don't want to go after that game warden fella?
Genuinely, I'm not sure of anything.
And it's at least one person that we know of who might or might not know some more about what's going on around here. That's actively trying to head over to the observatory.
I will admit I have some active concern for, the lives of children. But that seems to be more of a your way seems to be more of an intellectual and methodical approach, I will admit.
You call them children, they might as well be pre-gangsters if you ask me.
These are Boy Scouts!
You don't understand the seedy business of cookies. It's a whole operation, an underground network. Wouldn't be surprised if they were working with the rat men.
Okay, I'm not even going to ask that again because I know certain people that hurt you and none of them were Boy Scouts.
You don't
it
know
is at that moment, the 3 of you hear a soft, low howl that kind of turns into a screech at the end that just quietly drifts through the fog.
Okay, I mean, if you really want to go after the Boy Scouts, I guess we could.
Oh, are you suddenly scared? More scared of whatever is out there than of the cookie-toting little boys?
Scared? Nah. Trust me, I know how to speak violence.
My God. I look at Christopher, you're in charge of that, and I point at Callum.
I can't. Let's just go, please.
As we walk, I'm going to be flipping through my ratty homemade grimoire for a certain spell, hoping that whatever toxins might be in the air I can neutralize when we get there.
As you're flipping through it, and you get to the fork and start heading up the path to the Boy Scout camp, you hear that howl again.
Is it closer?
It doesn't seem to have a direction.
I love that.
I was about to ask if there is a direction it was coming from.
So, as the 3 of you head up the path, in the words of one of my favorite movies of Christmas movies of all time, this hot fog is as thick as peanut butter. It is heavy. It's like cold moist where it just kind of clings to you and you get like a chill. It just kind of sits on you as you're walking through everything. The path doesn't seem cluttered or anything like that. It seems relatively clean. You still got like 10 feet of visibility in front of you. And you walk for like maybe another 5 minutes before you hear that howl again.
Okay, I'm not really liking this too much.
Samantha just intensifies her searching through her grimoire.
This is let's just keeping my eyes out and ears to see if I can locate wherever this thing is.
Would you like to roll?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Make a roll.
Okay, what would this be? The investigate? Yeah. All right, let's go roll sharp. Med. Nope.
Oh my God, what is happening?
I don't know.
Man, y'all are grinding experience here.
Hey, I've only failed once.
What did you? Sorry, I had to reload the page. A 5. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you're like, where's that coming from? And then you just hear it low and slow again. A little longer this time. As you keep walking through the mist.
Out of anxiety, Callum will reach into his coat. He's gonna pull out a little something, toss it in his mouth, and just kind of crunch, munch.
As you're crunching and munching and crunching and munching, you like swallow it. That crunching and munching continues. And it's odd. You're like, that's not how food works. And then you hear that howl again. It's a little louder. And the other two of you also hear that crunch and munch and crunch and munch and crunch.
Callum, knock it off. You're on my last nerve.
What? I only ate the one cookie.
Where'd you get that cookie, Callum?
She stops in its tracks. From a reputable source, the gas station. They raise the prices on them, but I
just shake my head.
Without warning, a tree branch cracks next to the three of you and crashes to the ground.
Oh,
and you hear that howl again, but it's also sourceless. The crunching and munching has stopped.
If I could. Sorry. Go ahead.
You hear him almost like half scream as he jolts back, and you see a bag drop from his jacket. It has the Boy Scouts logo on it.
I just give him a damning look as I would like to investigate a mystery, if I could. Not about the bag. This isn't about the cookies. I'm focusing on the actual mystery.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yo, it's so
I was
bad.
actually going to try to figure out what it was, but apparently Roll20 hates me.
It's so bad, y'all.
I'm going to refresh my page. I'm going to refresh my page to hopefully refresh my luck.
Okay. Man. This is not good. Well, I mean, it's fine. No. You know what? Even with that 5, as you look over to where it's large enough to probably at least knock one of you out. As you look over to the tree branch, the three of you, it does look like something or just threw it at you. You thought it was like falling from a tree, but it very much looks like someone just threw like a 7-foot log from a fresh tree, cracked and threw it at you. Luckily, they missed.
Was it luck?
Who's to say as you hear that howl again?
I think we need to speed this on up. I'm not liking being here right now.
Yeah, let's pick up the pace. He's gonna take up the bag and like stuff it back into his jacket.
We're gonna talk about that later.
It's not really pertinent to the case,
Crunch, munch, crunch.
Okay, I'm gonna start running. Running.
Sweating as he runs.
Yep, running.
And it slowly gets quieter as you speed your way down the path. As you're running and you're going and you're running and you're speeding down this really well-worn path, you can imagine that if it weren't for all this fog, this forest would actually be relatively beautiful. But you're starting to understand why it's called the Shaded Veil, as the trees grow over more and more of the path, and the fog itself starts to get darker and darker as you go, as it feels like a tube, like a tunnel of this, I'm so lost in my thought there. As the tunnel starts to form around you and everything starts to get closer and closer together as you suddenly just come out into an opening and you find the Boy Scout camp.
With no noxious fog or sand fog, whatever it was?
I mean, you're breathing heavy. How would you? Nothing you can tell for right now.
Okay. See, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah. Why don't you guys go on ahead and do the talking? You know, I'm not much of a face kind of person, you know.
It is at this moment the three of you realize that your voices are echoing. And as you stop talking, you think about it. There's no howls at the moment, but for the first time, because you all do talk a bit, you don't hear anything.
Oh no. And I look around to see if there's any activity going on in the camp.
So, the Willoughby Boys Camp is a very old institution. It has the main lodge where you have like the mess hall, the kitchen and stuff like that, large gathering room for activities. You have the head scouts cabin, you have the volunteer cabins, and you have all the Cub Scout cabins. There's several fire pits, there's a tennis court, and there's also a small dock area for a pond that's off to the side. But you see all of this, and it's really well maintained. There's also a small garden where they're growing fresh vegetables. It's really beautiful. You don't see anyone.
Knew it. It's a trap.
Oh my god, and I start heading towards what looks like the post office. My goodness, Callum, get it together.
The what?
Like the mail room. Like what would be a mail room.
Like an office. The post office.
Like an office. You know what I meant.
I know. Did I say post office? I'm tired too.
Where's the post office? Give it to me.
The UPS store is just built very nearby to this.
So the front office is kind of towards the front of the camp itself. It's a smaller building, probably meant for like a receptionist. It's there, and you open it. It is there. There's a small laptop that's plugged in that is currently on. There's some filing cabinets. There's some seating and stuff like that. A small chair and a bathroom, but that's it.
What's on the laptop?
Do you enter the building?
Of course I do.
Okay.
I shall.
Enter the building.
Sorry, I will make sure to explain next time.
Okay, you're good. Do the other two of you follow after her?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So the three of you enter the building. And as you do, and you go over to the actual laptop area itself and look over at the laptop, it is on a security camera feed. You see 6 different cameras that are pointed at over vast areas. So this is going to get an overview of the camp. It's not for like detailed inspections or anything like that. And yeah, there's nothing happening.
Can I roll investigate mystery to see if I can look over that? See if I can look at the tape recordings and see what all happened in the span of like a couple of hours.
Sure, give it a shot.
Yep. And sharp and submit. That is a 7. That's at least at 1 hit.
Mm-hmm.
We're so back.
I'm going to go ahead and just ask what happened here.
Ooh, that's rough. So yeah, as you're going over and rewinding the camera footage, it goes back about a day and a half. And as far the camp has been empty for about a day and a half.
Oh shit. It looks like the camp has been empty about a day and a half now.
Is that as far back as it goes?
Yeah.
Oh, hell.
So at least we know it's been a day and a half. But still.
if I could head over to like whatever mail cubbies that they have and see if there were any outgoing letters that campers might have been trying to send home to like tell their parents about all the stuff that they're doing. And the
empty.
friendship bracelets. No friendship bracelets. What kind of camp is this?
It's a camp that's been empty for some time.
Yeah, so even the nervous kid who would send a letter home first day did not get the opportunity to do so.
Okay, I think...
That's a joke, I'm kidding.
Okay, so sure, there's the nervous kid's letter from day one. They were there
Excellent.
for day one. Mom, Dad, I don't want to be here.
No, I look through and I'm like, okay. So
Yeah.
they didn't have much of a chance to get settled in.
The nervous kid's letter.
But-
You gotta remember that.
Could have been... I don't know. This place is weird.
Very much so.
Even as suspicious as the Boy Scouts might be, they would still probably not go wandering around in fog as thick as this. Yeah, it's definitely weird. Hey, why don't we get that sheriff person on the horn?
Suspicious, huh? Callum, wipe your mouth. There's a bit of cookie left on your cheek.
He like just kind of gets out with his tongue. Doesn't bother wiping.
You all hear that howl again.
Ah, shit.
All right, I'm gonna do it. He'll reach over and grab the radio from the bag. He's gonna flick it on and try and call the sheriff person and or who they were meeting earlier.
Here, I'll allow you to if you can remember their name. I'm kidding. I know he won't remember.
Hey,
Yeah,
I went so confidently back in my notes. I went so confidently back in my notes.
Yep.
Yeah, it is Warden McNeil.
Roger Dodger, Warden, you reading this?
You get static.
Oh.
Warden, please answer.
You hear that howl again.
Okay. So
What is even the point of these things?
while Callum's doing that, could I try? I'm going to try and use some magic to figure out what is going on.
I think that would actually...
How would you like to figure out what's going on with magic?
I would like to utilize magic to observe another place or time. And I would like to observe the camp 4 days prior if I'm successful.
How are you going about doing it?
I'm going to sit down with my grimoire and a piece of chalk, and I'm going to start tracing out a circle and bring out a compact mirror.
You want Callum will help in this regard, if that's okay.
Make the help roll first.
I will.
Wizard buddy!
Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Could I use my weird for this, since I am quite magically inclined?
What's the actual roll?
Cool by default. Which would be not great for me.
Yeah, unfortunately, given your rather abrasive nature, naturally, even if you're a little weird, let's see. Describe. I'll allow it if you describe how you're helping with her magic, given your magic is different.
Well, since hers seems to be more psychically inclined, he will draw down essentially sort of a meditative circle to kind of help link up their minds and help allow him to use his magic to kind of fuel hers a bit more, give it a bit more kick, see if he can help her extend her sight even further than it normally could.
All right, make that roll.
All right. Hey, got a 9.
All right. All right, make that roll with a +1.
Well,
but as
what?
oh,
How is that possible? That is impossible.
That is impossible.
How did that happen?
I think Discord. I think.
no, Roll20 didn't do anything wrong there. I think you.
Oh.
I think that's. No, I think the character sheet. I don't think it was Roll20 doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. It's okay. So while you're making, it's okay. It's okay. I see the calculations it made. It had an extra plus in there for no reason. All that happened.
Roger that.
Yeah. But before you, as you're linking everything up, Callum, this isn't how your magic works. It's not how her magic works. And while you're able to amplify hers because of that 9, there is a little. It's like this weird. It's like a magic splash, kind of like landing on you, and you kind of go like, oh, and you just feel this like deep hurt kind of in the center of your chest where like you feel the source of your magic usually coming from. And I would say you have a -1 for a little bit there on your use magic roll. It'd be a little harder to push that up.
Ooh, all right.
I have stolen your magic. It's mine now.
But you technically got a 12.
It's
all right. So describe how your vision works here.
So Samantha closes her eyes and places the compact in the middle of the circle. You can't see anything on the circle or the mirror itself. These are more focuses for her inner sight, if that makes sense. They are things in the material plane that she is able to channel her intentions through. So as she closes her eyes behind closed lids, she sees kind of like when you're watching a VHS tape in reverse, going back in time to what this camp was 4 days from now, or 4 days ago from now.
Mm-hmm. I will say more than likely while you're in this headspace, you were not aware of what's happening around you.
That is entirely fair.
Okay. Because the two of you see Samantha's head kind of go back while this is happening. And you've probably almost seen her do this before, but while that is occurring, you hear a crash of a tree just somewhere around the camp and the howl again.
Oh, shit.
Like there's monsters around. So, Samantha, you go all the way back, forever ago, like 4 days, which is so long ago. And as the rewind stops, it's kind of like a sepia outlook, and you're kind of like, you are in the office itself, and it kind of feels like you're looking through somebody else's eyes, but you're also like over somebody's shoulder at the moment. And you hear the same howling, but it's far more intense, like rattling the building around you. And you hear that same munch sound, but it's not like eating. You realize it's like the snapping and replacing of twigs. And you hear this large, like this hard stepping sound as these two eyes like peer over the desk that you're currently sitting next to. And you see this massive, like broken but kind of amalgamation. It's because it's through the fog, but you swear it's wood and old rot and mushrooms and muck and slime just creaking its way through the camp. And walking past this office, but even then, it's not the sound and the creaking and the howling this thing is making that's getting to you. It's a sound of someone screaming help repeatedly over and over and over again. As the eyes kind of like duck behind the counter one more time, and the howling stops. The screaming continues. Then it stops with a guttural choke. You hear a whimper from somewhere else inside the office, and you hear that same amalgamation of branches like creak, and you know it's turning. And then your vision snaps back to you. But the only thing you could truly see, if anything, was what you think is a pair of the legs through the window. Welcome back to today.
Yeah, Samantha is like sweating and gasping as she comes back to the present, just okay.
Before that, because I would say you were out for maybe, call it 2 minutes.
Wow.
Gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's like the length of a classic YouTube video. You hear the howl as she goes off into the stream space and the crack of something crashing around the camp. What do you do?
Can I go ahead and try to read a bad situation?
Good idea.
All right, let's try this again. 11. Oh, I get to hold 3 for this. I'm going to do what's my best way out.
Okay, anything else? You can do all 3.
Okay. What's the most vulnerable to me? And then, and since Samantha still at this point is in her state, I'm going to say, what is the best way to protect the victims? Just about protect.
I'm gonna help you there. Samantha's not a victim in this case.
Okay, just making. Okay, that's good. Then,
not yet.
Yeah.
I'm strong and powerful.
So, what's the biggest threat? Are there other dangers that we haven't noticed?
That's a pretty good one.
All right. Yep, I have my 3. What's my best way out?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? And what's the biggest threat?
Okay. So, as you're kind of peeking outside, let's go with the danger you haven't noticed yet. When you went inside, it was just like a thick fog, like laying on top of you. But as you're looking outside the window, thankfully the doors are closed, including the screen and the actual door, not screen door. As you're looking outside for the first time in a few minutes, that fog it actually does look a little bit like pea soup right now.
Oh no. Oh.
You quickly kind of like look around. You do see kind of like old bear shirts and stuff like that, like for the adults that run the camp and stuff like that, they could probably turn into kind of breathing apparatuses to kind of breathe a little better if you have to run through this. And as far as the biggest threat, as you kind of like try to look through a different window, you do see something. It's like past the main lodge, past one of the other cabins, it's about something else. you do see what just seems to be this amorphous lump, kind of like the top of someone's head, moving past the top of them.
Oh God. We better.
You do start to hear that crunch munch.
I think I found what's going on here. Let me quickly, and I'm going to go ahead and go after those shirts and start getting them ready to use for a breathing apparatus.
No, that's what he's doing in these 2 minutes. What are you doing, Callum?
Was the amorphous thing pointed out? Like, can we all see that now?
I would point it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. How far away is it right now?
Like I said, it's actual distances. Sorry, I'd say it's about 150 feet away.
150 feet. Okay. We probably got time. Well, this is probably like not a great idea, but screw it. I'm gonna use magic, and Callum will go ahead and set a trap for that specific thing.
Okay.
And I believe that'll be with a -1.
Yes.
Okay.
So, okay, couple of questions. You are inside this building.
Oh, he's stepping out for this.
Okay. As you head out around the corner and you see the layout of the camp, where are you setting this trap?
For right now, he's gonna set it just in the path between himself and the creature, just right in front of himself. In the event this thing starts making a beeline.
Okay, just to be clear, it is not moving towards the three of you at all. It's on like the almost far side of the camp. Moving, if you're facing north, it's moving west. It's not moving towards the three of you.
That is perfectly fine. This is just in case.
Got it. Just making sure. I don't want you to make a roll that isn't going to do anything for you.
Damn it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, got some more experience there.
Yeah.
At least you were outside.
Yeah. Oh my god. Here I am being like, no, I want to make sure you don't waste a roll or anything like that. Get the 4. Never mind. Okay.
Oh, no.
So is this another one of your magic circles? Or
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And you know what? In this case, I'm going to use this is going to suck. So it says here, the effect happens, but you trigger all of the listed glitches but one.
Oh my god.
In this case, oh boy, which one? I'm going to make sure this does not draw immediate and unwelcome attention. That will unfortunately do a singular unsuckable harm.
Yeah.
Ouchies!
No, I was gonna be like, you could have just picked one.
No.
Okay, all right, sure. You pick all of them. Cool. Okay.
No.
All right, you make your trap. It is set.
Excellent. Callum sags a little. Why do I feel more tired than I started?
You are the first person to take damage, yeah. Yep. So what do you do now? As Samantha starts coming out of it.
We need to get out of here.
Oh, were you talking to me or were you talking to Callum?
Yeah, I was talking to Samantha.
Oh, okay. Apologies. I just I look around. Wait, where's Callum?
He went outside, most likely to set a trap of some time. But I throw you a shirt. And grab another shirt. That fog is coming back.
I look at the shirt and then I look at Christopher like almost dumbfounded and then, you left Callum unsupervised?
Uh-oh.
So Samantha and the other two of you begin to hear something that Samantha is now intimately familiar with. Crunch. Creak. Crack.
Based on... Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know what it is, and you can feel it getting closer. It's not heading towards you. It's just around.
Is this a creature that I am familiar with?
No.
Okay.
Because I will say two things. You only saw the legs through a memory. The other two have only seen the top of its head through a mist. You do not know what this thing is.
Okay. So Callum needs to get in here right now, and we need to hide. We need to hide until it moves on. We need to come up with a plan. All three of us need to come up with a plan. We need to come up with a plan. And she's kind of rambling just a little bit because she's out of her gourd right now.
I'm just going to put my hands on Samantha's shoulders, like, relax, go hide. I'll get Callum, okay?
Okay. And I start tying the shirt around my mouth and try and find a place that's reasonably away from the windows where I can kind of post up and start scheming.
Sure. Callum, what are you doing?
Well, now that he's finished up the shitty magic circle that he made, he's gonna head right back inside. All right, well, I just got done with my best magic circle yet.
As I open the door to come out to get Callum just, Callum, you need to get in here. We need to hide.
That sounds fine to me. Oh, hey, for sure, he's gonna take it and duct tape the ends together to make a makeshift mask.
Speaking at a normal volume, Callum.
Oh no.
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
I'm gonna say yes because he's too exhausted from the spell.
Oh,
he's not thinking straight.
The three of you do hear kind of like the equivalent of like wood being scraped over rock. And then that coom, you feel it coom, heading in your direction slightly.
I'm just like gesturing, like, get in, and
Yep, he gets in. He was gonna get low.
All right. You guys didn't actually really roll to look in here, but I'm gonna allow you to close the shutters if you choose to.
Yup.
yes.
Cool. You close the shutters on the windows and the front windows. And you hear it just lumber at a reasonable pace given the size that the sounds that it's making. It's easily probably weighs a ton, but you can't quite picture it in your heads yet as you hear just lumber past the building, flowing slightly because it's like, oh, it's over here, right? And then it kind of keeps moving, the creaking. And as it kind of walks past, you do hear it let out that howl. And it's much louder than before. Let's see. Yeah, it is. It's much louder than before. It rattles the building. It shakes the windows. The floorboards feel like they're responding to it in some wild way, like they're trying to reach out towards that howl. And can I have the three of you trying to hide, roll to act under pressure, please.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Okay. And
Given the time you took to prepare for this, I'll say never mind. Well, it's a +1. That's fine.
I have 5 experience now.
Oh, good.
Level up.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
2 failures.
It's episode 2. We can't die here.
And it. Okay. So I'm going to do 2 things. The howl rattles you from the bottom all the way up. You feel your bones wanting to crawl out of your bodies. You feel your heart stop, and your brain doesn't want to lead anywhere else but here as they're covering your ears, but it doesn't seem to do any good. As 2 of you failed.
Oh no.
The pain gets just to be a little too much. And then it kind of subsides for a second before it overwhelms you all at once, because it just keeps going, and the both of you let out the smallest screams of pain. But Christopher.
Yes.
You feel that pain and you're resisting. And you hear the other 2 cry out, and you know that thing may hear the 3 of you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say this. You could try to get to a better position because you know it's going to be drawn to the 2 of them. You could run out there, draw attention to yourself. And honestly, the worst choice is to remain where you are.
Oh. All right. All right. I'm going to. Oh wait, Callum has the radio because yeah. So I was going to place on the radio, but I'm going to hold the strap bag that I'm holding and just let out a breath, and I'm going to go charging outside, and I'm going to distract the thing and get him away from the area.
Okay. So, hearing them scream out in pain, the howling gets louder, like something's excited. As you feel covering your ears, stand up and just rush out the door and turn. Well, you still have your respirator on. Don't worry about that, obviously. And
Right.
Look up at this thing, even through the fog, towering probably like 8 feet above you, is this large ape-like amalgamation of branches, mud, trees, rock, stone that feels like vaguely humanoid, with these 2 massive tree trunks that seem to be its legs, and you can see these long grooves just like digging through the fog. And as it turns and looks down at you, you kind of see where its head would be, and it's just this gaping space of tree vines dangling in front of it, as you see this one singular glow from the inside of that maw, and it lets out another. So, Christopher.
Yes.
You see this thing before you. And it's terrifying. Yeah, it's pretty scary. But we're not going to handle you just yet. Samantha and Callum, the pain has subsided, but the terror is still there. And as you put your hands away from your ears and your vision kind of clears from getting blurry, Christopher isn't among you.
Oh God. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. What do we do?
Well, first, we gotta get a bigger, clear picture here. He's gonna get up and bolt for the back door.
I can't tell if this is brilliance or cowardice, and I run after him.
Both!
Yeah, easy enough. You head out the back door. It's the bathroom.
Is there a window in the bathroom?
No. This building has one door.
Callum, there's a better way to tell me you're about to crap your pants.
Yeah. I would like to stress I never said there was a back door.
Oh. Well, this was a terrible miscalculation. Other way then, he's gonna go running back the other direction.
I'm gonna follow, but with way less gusto than before.
I was like, wow, I don't...
Faith has been visibly shaken.
Completely ruined my mojo there. Okay. Oof. All right. So you run out the front door, or are about to, as you see Christopher doing his thing against this massive mound of mud, wood, and whatever maybe just pulled up from the forest, apparently.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to just be like, I'm going to try to distract it by going into my bag and pull out a juju bag, and I'm going to try to toss it at it and start running to get it to come after me.
All right, roll to kick some ass.
Woo! That's what is it? That is where is there it is. Roll to kick some ass. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Oh, tough. All right. All right. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I thought it was gonna go.
No! What is happening?
Oh man!
You know what?
Oh, okay.
Because I want this to work, I'm
Okay.
going to mark the first luck of this campaign.
Okay.
So I'm going to change a roll to a 12.
And marking your first luck.
Mm-hmm.
For better or for worse. Okay.
Yeah.
So kick some ass.
Mm-hmm.
Right, choose your extra effect, please.
I will go ahead and I'm just going to do you force them where you want them, which is following me, basically.
Oh. Understood. You throw the juju bag. It's terry cloth that you got from a friend's place. Full of all goofy things that you will never tell anyone because they're probably illicit. And it lands like kind of in the lower torso.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel it kind of like pause and look down as the wood and like brown clay and everything that make up the majority of its form start to crack and indent and crack again, and it makes this horrible like sucking noise inwards on itself as it lets out another howl and stumbles off to its side. If you see half of its body just kind of cave inwards and it stumbles to almost bending all the way over before you see that maw tilt up again. And instead of standing on 2 quote legs, it decides to go on all 4s and starts lumbering at you at speed.
Okay.
Are you running?
Yeah, I'm running.
Okay, cool.
Lord towards the circle.
He doesn't know where that is. In fact, he's going the other way. So you threw it at it. They watched you do that. Like, they saw you throw it as they're like running out of the bathroom. And they see you kind of like pause and take off the other direction as something they've never seen before comes clambering after Christopher at high speed, following him running. What do the other 2 of you do?
I'm in the doorway, frantically flipping through my pages, trying to get some bearing on what this thing is, because we cannot fight it if we don't know its weaknesses. I don't know if this is a situation where I'm able to investigate a mystery because of the high stakes.
True, but you might be able to flip through it fast enough if you act under pressure.
Act under pressure.
Well, no. No, I'll allow, if you're stopping to investigate it, roll investigate a mystery.
Yeah, I'm standing in the doorway being like, okay, the 2 guys are distracting it back and forth, apparently.
Sure. While you're investigating that mystery, Callum, what are you doing?
You know what? He is not gonna let Christopher murder himself. He's gonna go running after this thing.
Okay. So while you're running after that, who's running after him? Roll investigate. What'd you get?
I got an 11.
See, it's possible.
It's happening.
It's a thing.
We're so back, y'all.
Okay, so on a +10, hold 2. And 1 hold can be used to ask the keeper one of the following questions, so I can ask 2. My first question, what sort of creature is it?
It seems to be a construct of some sort.
Okay, so it's a construct, wood, stone, muck. I guess my next question is, what can hurt it?
As far as you can tell, more than likely fire. Bags full of all kinds of shit. So, most magic is effective against it.
Okay.
It does occur to you that it is a construct.
Yeah, which implies something made it.
Mm.
Okay. I look at the boys and I'm like, good job, I guess. And I run around to hide somewhere else.
I mean, they're running. Hold on. They're a ways down the camp at this point.
Oh, they're running away from me. I thought they were running towards me.
No. They are. He ran away from the office. It followed him, and then Callum followed that. So they are running away, very much down the camp.
She very seriously considers for a moment just being like, okay, time to go home. But then she's like, okay, I can't, frick. And she runs after all of them, trying to fumble some components out of her bag as she goes.
How close can I get to this thing, Grizz?
Well, before that, because you are actively chasing after them, I need to figure out something. Because how close you are depends on how fast Christopher's going and how fast it's going, which it's like a trail of who's going faster than who here. So Christopher.
Yep.
Let's see here. There's not, I think this is just act under pressure.
Okay, act under pressure. Rolling cool.
Well, here's a question for you. You distracted it. Don't roll anything. Let's see what you did. Okay, you didn't. So it is coming after you, but you planned for this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your plan now?
I'm just trying to...
Okay, let me finish. If your plan is just to run, it's going to be the first thing I said, which is escaping me. act under pressure, or it'd be read a bad situation if you're trying to plan your way out of it.
I am going to go ahead and try to plan my way out of this.
Cool. What's your plan?
Let's see what
Let's see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens because it depends if sharp. Rolling sharp.
Roll plus sharp, please.
10. Oh, I get to hold 3 again. Okay, so if that's the case, what's my best way? What's my best way out? What's most vulnerable to me? And is there going to be any dangers that I haven't noticed while trying to run away from this, doing this escaping?
Kind of like the last time. What's most vulnerable to me is usually if you're going up against the monster you're running away from.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Or like there are other things in the environment you could have, and that's also another use for what's most vulnerable to me. But if you're just trying to get the fuck away from this thing, I would pick something else.
Yeah. So, what dangers haven't? What's the best way out? Mm-hmm. Are there any dangers I haven't noticed? Of course, I know the biggest threat. You know what? Let's go. What's my best way in as well? No. Yeah. Yeah, because if there's something I can get into, obviously,
yeah. Clever boy. So, what's your best way out? Given that this thing is on all fours and it's moving at pretty high speed, this camp is actually put together rather tightly. So if you kind of like nuke your way around some corners, you can kind of lose it, or at least have it restricted enough so it can't just like speed up on you or anyway. What's your best way in? If you want to just like distract it long enough and then hop into a building while around a corner or stuff like that, there are several open windows and doors that you can probably duck it inside behind after fully getting away from everybody else. And are there any dangers you haven't noticed? Yes. As you're running away from this thing, you kind of like look past like a corner of one of the buildings that you're running beside, and kind of off into the middle where like one of the central fireplaces is for all like the big scout gatherings. There's this large open flower sitting in the middle of it that you're noticing now for the first time through the fog.
There is a flower, you said?
Mm-hmm. A large open flower. I mean large, it's like easily 5 or 6 feet in diameter. It's kind of hard to see through the fog, but since you're actually looking around, you get to notice. From where you were and where you entered, you wouldn't have noticed that as well.
Okay. So that's the case.
Doing all of this, you haven't necessarily slowed your pace, but you did like kind of take a few steps to be like what's around before you kept going, and that was long enough for it to not catch up, but it did gain some ground on you. Mm-hmm. With that, Callum, how much of a sprinter are you? I think I've asked this before.
Yeah, he actually sprints fairly regularly. That was definitely mentioned last time when he was crossing the interior of the theater.
Yeah, so you, I'd say, keep pace fairly easily. So I'd say it's probably like 40, 50 feet ahead of you.
Okay.
And it's not slow by any means, surprisingly.
Would that be considered close at all, or not so much?
No, 40, 50 feet. No.
Okay, shoot, he needs to get closer then. He's gonna try and pick up the pace and try to gain some speed on this thing.
Okay. I'll say that you do. But if you do anything that requires like actual like intense focus for a moment, you are going to take another minus to that.
Okay.
Because you went from like you were going from like second to fourth gear to try to actually get within range of this thing.
Sounds good.
What would you like to do?
Speaking of concentration, he's gonna try and open up a can of fiery whoop ass on this thing, using combat magic for the first time ever. He's gonna kick ass, but with magic.
Okay.
Right. And in this case, he's going to use, let's see here. He'll use fire for his base, and then, blast for the base, and fire as his effect.
Mm-hmm.
Kick some ass, and I'll be weird instead of tough. Now, what's the total penalty that he's taking right now? -1?
Well, if you're using magic right now, because of the magic you did earlier that's still lingering, because you haven't stopped to rest, it's going to be a -2. Whether you
-2,
sprint
okay.
after this thing. Yep.
Okay, here we go. Ew, you know what?
Are you going to use it? You do the thing?
I think I will, in fact, use my luck.
Okie dokie, that's a 12. You luck. I'm doing great. Keep rolling though. I don't want my players to meet their doom. So, all right. Right. You get an extra effect from the kick-ass move. So, choose 2.
All right. For the effect. Okay, so normally this would mean that I would get harmed back from this thing, right? If I'm engaging in kick-ass?
Yes, but I would say not in this circumstance.
Not in this circumstance, okay. So in that case, I'm gonna gain the advantage and take one forward and give one to Christopher. And I'm also gonna go ahead and inflict terrible harm on this thing. So that'll be a total of 5 harm that's being dealt to this.
Oh my god.
Samantha, did you say you were running after them or did you hide?
I am in fact running after them.
Okay. So, you see the ancient form of Christopher picking up the pace. You see Callum just gotta go into like a full sprint and describe how you blast into this thing.
He will spin his staff around and level the amethyst towards his hand. The amethyst begins to glow and pulse, begins to pull this violet fire from it as it builds and pools into his hand. He's going to send it out in this large, wild wave of burning magic.
All right. So this is fun from 2 perspectives because one's happening behind him and the other one's happening in front of you. So in front of you, you see all of that happen, Samantha, as it crashes into this construct and kind of like blasts through it to the other side. And if you see it just explode outward in this rain of wood, muck, and stone as it just like splatters out into like a range of like 10 feet in front of it. Christopher, you're looking around going like, okay, nothing. To those windows, no. To those buildings, no. Oh, giant fucking flower. Oh, wait, what is that? And you just hear this boom from behind you, and you're just kind of like blown forward onto your knees a little bit and like skin a little. As you like whip your head around, that construct is no more.
Christopher's just gonna stay on the ground for a hot second. Like, am I dead? Am I dead? Am I dead? Oh.
No, I don't think so, but tell you what, that thing sure is. Yeah, I know I still got it.
Samantha is going to rush past Callum and start digging through the construct to see if there is any like key binding item that might link it to whoever created it.
Callum will also investigate.
I will also look over at Christopher and be like, no, you're not dead. Come here. I need you.
Okay.
You can cry about it later. I will also be crying about this later.
I'm going over.
All right, so I'm not gonna have anyone roll the help action. If the two of them are helping you dig through this large amount of shit, get a +1 for investigate a mystery.
Roger. Woo! That's 10.
See, if you pray to the dice gods, everything works out. You have to do it every session.
Or I made a deal with an eldritch being while we were on break. Wouldn't that be weird? Anyway.
You shouldn't call me an eldritch being. It's weird. Anyway, what you got?
Huh?
What you got?
I'm sorry, I missed what you said.
You shouldn't call me an eldritch being, but what you got?
Funny. Okay. My questions are, what is being concealed here?
Mm-hmm.
And what was it going to do?
What it was going to do is probably kill the three of you, so I'll allow you to ask a different question.
Well, I mean, like, what's its programming other than just killing things? Like, for what purpose? But I guess I can't really derive that from a bunch of sticks and twigs. So I already asked what creature is it. I know what it is. I guess what can it do, as well as what is being concealed here. And for what is being concealed here, I'm looking specifically, like I said, for something to link it to who may have created it, because it is a construct, which I explain as we dig through icky muck and rock and bleh.
Judging by the makeup, it is mostly hardwood, stones, and vines with like muck and clay holding it together. This thing was meant to hunt things down. And what is being concealed in the middle of all of that, you find a pristine piece of goldenrod, almost like glowing softly in the middle of everything.
I pick it up extremely carefully.
It loses its shine when you touch it.
Damn it.
Grizz, since I was actively helping out in this particular part of the investigation, could I use my free question of what magic was done here as part of my forensic divination?
This was an effectively like there are forms of construct summoning that have like different purposes and stuff like that. Like, usually you would see like an aid or a guardian. This was a construct summoning of a warrior.
Does it seem like it was built to defend the forest or to actively flush out anybody in its vicinity?
It was made to hunt and kill.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing that we knocked this thing over, or, well, that I did. But, yeah, someone specifically built this thing to kill, not just protect a certain area. This thing was made to hunt people down and, well, squish them or eat them, I imagine.
But that's what's getting me. We know the what, we know the when, we don't know the why or who.
we might want to have a look over there, and I'm going to point over to, over to the area where the big flower is.
Oh my god, how did I not see that?
Oh, that is a big flower, all right.
I'll head over to the flower.
Sorry, I was like, as you go over there, it seems like you kind of have to pull the cloth over your face a little tighter as it gets a little like thicker as you're approaching, and you start to understand why. There are these thick black roots that kind of dig into the soil in the around this fireplace, feeding into like a stem that's about 2 feet tall, holding up this large, bright yellow flower. There's a touch like a sickly yellowish to it, but in the very center, you can see like this gaping maw that goes down, and coming out of it ever so softly, you see this billowing, what you now realize is pollen coming out of it.
Yeah, let's take care of this. I'm going to try to just get it. I'm going to try to pluck it, or just, snap it so it won't be doing anything anymore.
Well, the stem is like a foot thick. It's like
I'm envisioning like a feed me Seymour type plant.
Oh,
yeah, no, like I said, the actual flower itself is like 6 feet in diameter.
Oh, I completely
yeah. It is. Yeah, it is. No, you're good. Look up a picture of the. Actually, I'll find it somehow. Look up a picture of the world's largest flower, and you'll get the idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You couldn't try to pluck it, but damn.
A little shop of wallabies. No.
So that's not normal, right?
Probably not. You want me to burn it?
I would like to know why it's here and what it's doing. We would want to prevent this from happening again. Remember, there was an unexplained fire at some point, and that construct, I presume, was not built by this plant. It was vulnerable to fire. There's pieces that I'm just not connecting.
The conservationists?
Could be. That was my first thought. I want to take a sample of the pollen, but also I don't freaking want to touch this thing or take a sample of this pollen, because what I'm getting right now is invasive species vibes.
That's fair. That's what I'm getting as well.
That sounds like it kind of runs counter to conservation, messing up the whole ding-dang ecosystem.
They will do anything. At least some groups will do anything to keep nature as nature.
Something, the lesser evil. But this is all speculation because we don't know what happened to the conservationists. We technically know what happened to the campers, but we don't know how they're connected.
No, but I don't feel this. Go ahead.
Okay, as you guys are looking around, and with the memory that you have, you still realize while you notice there's no one here, there's also no bodies. There's no bones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no evidence of what happened. I explained what I saw in the vision, that I heard screaming, but I didn't see anyone die.
Should we go towards the observatory then?
I don't want to just leave this plant.
No, I mean, after we deal with the plant, obviously, but...
Well, in that case, what do we want to do? Burn it, try and extract it? I mean, this thing's pretty darn big.
We definitely can't take it with us. I think our only choice is to burn it, but that feels very short-sighted.
Oh, quick thing, actually. Oh, What's in your spray, Callum?
Oh my god.
Well, it just happens to be Callum's classic mix of turpentine, diesel, jalapeno juice, and absinthe.
What are you?
I'm a wizard, dang it!
Okay. I do kind of scoop into their side pocket and steal the bag of cookies, and I'm just munching as I'm contemplating the plant. Oh wait, I can't. I'm wearing a mask, but the point still stands. I take the cookies.
It was at this point, the first sound you actually hear, other than the howl that still haunts your memories, it's the crackle of a radio.
The radio.
Oh,
Callum will go ahead and flick it on and try and tune in. Come on, work, dang you.
Are you okay? Sorry. Sorry. You hear Warden McKnight finally coming over the radio. Hello, are the three of you still out there? Oh, please answer. This is getting wild.
Bad time you answered back. Hey there.
Oh, good. I can finally reach the three of you. I haven't been able to. I got worried after an hour went by and I didn't hear anything from the three of you.
Yeah, we tried to radio back earlier, but I think something about this fog's messing up the frequencies or whatever.
Oh, okay. But have you all been hearing a howling? It started up a little bit ago for me.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh.
Yeah, I blew it up.
No, but it's happening right now.
Oh,
What do you mean it's happening right now?
Oh,
I'm go-
Well, it started a bit ago, and I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, just keep talking to us. We're gonna start heading on back to you. He's gonna take his staff. He's gonna start bolting.
Callum. Okay, I guess while he's running, I look at Christopher and I'm just like, light it up.
Yeah, light it up.
Okay, we're gonna set the flower on fire.
So as he's bolting, and you get ready to set this flower on fire, not in the direction of the warden cabin, but deeper into the woods in the direction that you're facing, you do hear another howl.
Not towards the wardens.
Mm. And Callum, as you're running, you probably hear it yourself before you truly get a distance away.
Okay, he's gonna screech to a stop and start running back to the group. All right, we gotta make a decision. Are we burning this?
We're lighting it up. We can't just leave it here, and there's nothing else we can really do with it.
All right, stand back.
I stand back.
I stand back.
He sets it on fire. I'm not gonna make you roll for that.
Okay.
As you do, it smells like thickly burning flour, but also has like this melancholy to it. And as you realize that you're smelling that, you realize that the pollen has gotten thicker around the three of you. Too thick.
Let's get powder.
And you're feeling like slightly sleepy, but you managed to like snap your way out of it just in time. As the last bits of flour start to burn up, you feel like on the wind you hear this soft, not like the howl you've been hearing, but far deeper in this forest. You feel like you hear a ghostly wail of sorrow.
Oh, we messed up. This feels wrong.
Oh shit! Oh no! Oh shit!
Are you guys still there?
Is the howling still going?
No. Thankfully. But don't worry about me, though. I have a gassed-up golf cart inside with me if anything happens. I can get away just fine. Just find everyone, okay? We should be getting help in a few hours. What?
Just keep quiet and keep out of sight, all right?
You hear a crackled voice come back before it goes quiet.
Oh, damn it, not again.
I don't feel good about this. I don't feel good about any of this.
I don't know.
Oh, I got no choice right now. I think the observatory is our only best bet right now. Let's see the other side of this coin.
Yeah, let's go.
If I could, I will take a sample of the plant ash and put it in a little stoppered jar.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel bad now.
As you look at your well-drawn map, you realize that there is the stream in the pond that's next to the camp. Actually, if you follow it, it would lead you back to the trail that would lead up to the observatory right around here.
Let us go and do our best with our wonderfully helpfully drawn map.
And as you approach the actual river, you do see a couple of large canoes going along the stream.
Are they empty, or are people actually...
Yes, they're empty. There's
okay.
Thousands of bodies in the canoes. No, it's just a canoe. I'm sorry. I forgot what we were playing.
I once again look at Callum and Christopher and just, I don't do the whole physical labor thing.
Fine.
Passenger princess at her finest.
Pretty tapped on magic. You got this, Christopher. I believe in you.
You're so strong. Look how strong you are.
All right. As you all climb in the canoe and push off into the water, you hear that owl. It's real fucking close. And you've heard it enough times to start understanding the tone that it's using. There's a raw anger in this howl as you realize that it's real close to where you fought that last one.
I'm just going to start.
Do the other two of you pick up a paddle?
Nah.
Don't fucking Callum all.
Okay.
I'm focusing on the stuff I can control.
All right. You go and you make your way down there. That's your princess, yes. As you make your way down the river, stream, tributary, you only really hear the sound of the water moving. The forest is still silent. Thankfully, you can pull your rags down as the mist is no longer green and full of things. And you go for an hour or two. It's probably getting closer to, you start to realize it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. It's still very early in the day. It's still very early in the day. But it's hard to tell. The trees still go over this small river as you're going down it. It's still the Faded Vale, and it was aptly named, you realize, as you go further down. And you actually start to see the bridge noted on the map after a few minutes, where you realize the rest of the trail must be.
So we get out at the bridge and then walk the rest of the way, or do we want to take the river all the way down to the lake and then make our way up the path from that beach?
I think it'll be quicker if we just get off here and head towards the observatory from here.
Is the howling still going on?
Roll to investigate a mystery.
Okay.
Nope.
That's a 9.
Mhm.
So I guess my question is, where did it go?
Oh. As you're going down the river, you do hear howling from various points in the forest. You realize that, of course, there's clearly multiple, but they're stationed at a good distance apart from each other. Where did it go? The last howl you heard was about 5 minutes ago up the river, and even then it would seem to be much farther back. And you haven't heard one south.
Do they seem reasonably stationary?
You wouldn't be able to tell. As it still
Okay,
seems
that's
to come
fair.
from
That's
everywhere.
entirely fair.
Yeah. And yeah, so you just pull up on the bank then?
I suppose so, but we need to be careful. The water provides us a certain amount of protection, and the woods can be hiding anything, so let's be on our toes.
That sounds like a good idea.
All right.
She just primly steps out, like hair flowing in the wind, while the boys are like sweating and tired from rowing.
Damn. You're great, guys. So, yeah, you're on the bank. The fog still sits on you. And the forest is before you. And you can see where the bridge leads back into the actual path that digs deeper into the wood.
All right, I think.
Let's try and move as quickly as we possibly can.
Agreed.
Quickly,
Agreed.
quietly as possible.
Okay. Yeah, that's not worth it. Okay. So yeah, you make your way up the path, and the path does incidentally take you to the beach. And as the tree line opens up and you come onto the beach, it's a large, mostly sandy but rather pebbly beach that goes into Lake Leticia. And it is this large, like, you see where the valley kind of dips into the lake, as the hills kind of go up around the side of it, and it's kind of like this. It's the equivalent of like a large, a lock kind of goes like deep beneath the valley and kind of goes off into the distance for a few miles. Not a terribly deep lake, but from all the photos that you've seen in the past, it was pretty much crystal clear in the past. But as you're looking down at it from your position, coming out of the woods, it is much murkier than it has been in the past.
Is it murky from like naturally occurring pond scum, or does this seem to be?
You cannot tell from this distance.
Okay.
Also, wouldn't have pond scum with a lake this large.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Looking to the others, I'm like, okay, I know I said maybe we should move quickly, but maybe just 1 or 2 water samples.
Sure, just be quick.
I will, and I rush over with a couple empty water bottles, and I'm going to see. I want to mostly see if this is like man-made murky or naturally occurring murky, or possibly supernatural murky. If I could make, I don't know, and I don't know if it would be investigate.
Well, as you get up closer to the waterfront and actually get like down into the beach, you start to see various things that's littered across the beach. As you get closer, you start to realize it is all equipment kind of like washed up along the beach. You see random bags kind of like bumping up against the beach itself. Various camera equipment, tools, rope. You also see half of a canoe, now that you're a little bit closer, kind of like sticking down out of the muck. And it all has insignias on it.
Yeah, I was about to ask if it had logos. Do they look familiar?
The Wiggins Investment Group.
Yeah.
No.
I wave the others down.
I look over. I come over.
Look what I found.
Oh no.
Might not be worth going all the way to the observatory.
Really?
Possibly not.
So the investment group is doing some shady stuff, it looks like.
The thing is, the last time they saw them, they were over at the swamp. Maybe they were moving from the swamplands to the lake?
The river that is near the swampland does actually feed into.
Yeah, that seems the most logical.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Swamps are known to help clear stuff out, so it would make sense that it would.
Sounds like we better head them off while we can, then.
Yeah, I agree.
All of you roll me 2d6.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
8.
Sorry, how do I do that on Roll20? It's been a hot minute.
Oh, so it's going to be R/2d6.
I messed up.
Oh, no, I did that wrong. /R2d6. That's my bad. It's been a bit since I've had to do that. With a space in between.
I did it.
Here you go. Sweet. Whatever may have happened to this particular group, all of this equipment has been washed up on the shore for well over a week.
Oh.
Because you start to go into your memory, they first went into these woods 2 weeks ago.
Oh no.
What?
The stuff's been washed up here for about a week, right?
As far as I can tell.
Yeah.
This is sounding more like I think we need to head towards the observatory then. I think the conservation group might have done something.
I'm getting a sneaking suspicion that you're right. Or, at the very least, something has been done to them. Could be multiple things happening here. Okay, I take my little scoop of water samples just for science. And we ready to keep moving? Is there anything we want to grab from this
As you
stuff?
dip the bottles into the water itself.
Oh heck.
Yeah. Of course. And you pick up the water, there is a thick layer of not as you think you went deeper in, on the surface it just seems to be, it looks like a pond scum. but it feels more like it smells like old waste.
Old what?
Waste.
Ew. Okay. Okay, I screw up the bottle, tucks that away. Okay.
And there's a thin layer of that just kind of floating between different parts of the lake, kind of washing up against it. It looks like it would be a pond scum, but since a lake this big, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm starting to suspect. I'm starting to suspect that pollution might be the villain here.
I agree.
And not the Boy Scouts, Callum.
I mean, you don't know that. We haven't seen him around at all.
Is there still pollen in the air?
Not here, no.
Okay, then I take out the cookies, I start munching, and I keep walking.
Wait, those are my cookies. He's gonna snatch the bag back.
Just gonna
Roll
shake.
kick ass.
Oh no!
Are you actually gonna make me roll?
Do it! I
Yeah.
dare you.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
You want to throw cookies? Want to throw
Unbelievable.
cookies?
Sure
Yeah.
got to steal them for free, but I have to roll for it.
It's
Francis, you
because
didn't
I'm
stop the
hilarious.
stealing.
Where is Kick-Ass? Am I blind? I'm blind. Here we are.
It's roll tough.
Oh my God.
No. You do not retrieve your Boy Scout cookies.
I just
One
do like the
single
dancing
bandwidth here.
away.
As you're dancing away, off in the distance, silence. It's the sound of the waves.
Oh, that is far more disconcerting than the howling.
You make your way up the road.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to keep marching on.
All right. As you continue up the beach and then on the other path leading to the observatory, the only sound that you hear as you're making your way through the woods again is just the sounds of your ill-fitting and ill-equipped shoes to handle hiking. One of you is wearing flip-flops. I already know. It's just quiet the entire way up. And you reach a branching path, one that continues going through the woods. That you see is a road to the back entrance of the Shaded Vale National Park. And then the other one is a much rougher dirt road that starts going up Mount Mahoney to lead to the observatory. You can tell it's going to be a bit of a hike.
Prize in wearing essentially like I'm gonna say they're like Converse, like very flat-soled shoes with no arch support.
Yeah, it is a sharp incline, and it's a long way up. And as you struggle your way up, none of you are really entirely built for this.
No.
It remains as quiet as before, and you realize you haven't heard a howl in a long time.
Getting kind of concerned here.
As you make your way up there, you start to see the observatory hanging over. As you like kind of like round the top of a cliff, the observatory is an absolutely surprisingly large wooden cabin that sits up high up on a set of stilts. Really good wood rigging that kind of like sits above the tree line, and you can see that it looks out and down over pretty much the entire national park. It has this, you can see it has this porch with like a viewing area looking down, and you notice two things. The lights are on and there's smoke.
Signs of life.
Yep, definitely.
All right, let's hurry over.
I'm just griping about my poor blistered feet just a little bit because, yeah, lives are on the line, but my feet hurt.
Yeah. As you make your way to the front door, you hear a rattle from inside and several voices before the door flings open. And you see this, he's probably like maybe almost 30. Clearly hasn't shaven in a while. His hair's down. Hasn't showered in a bit. Glasses kind of hanging off his face. Like a barrel-chested, larger man holding a shotgun with wild brown eyes looking at the three of you going, "Who the fuck are you? Everyone stay inside."
We are...
And you do see a bandolier of scout badges going down as you clearly see a scout leader in front of you.
I just like lift my hands, being like, I got nothing.
See, I told you those scout folks are crazy.
I will not validate this with a response right now, Callum.
I said, who the fuck are you?
We are with the... we came from Willoughby Falls. We came about hearing after there was some goings on around here about some disappearances with 3 groups. Apparently, I know where one group is now, but we were just coming over to investigate what was happening.
You see him like sniff and like wipe the hair out of his eyes, like, right. He uncocks the shotgun. Sorry, it's been a really terrifying few days. It's all right, everybody. And you hear like sighs of relief and a few individuals like quietly crying inside. He
What happened?
shoulders the shotgun. My name is Moses Olen, and I don't fucking know what happened. Mikey, just keep them calm, okay? I think Terry needs some water. He's looking a little pale. And he like starts walking down the steps and shuts the door behind him and crosses his arms. We were attacked in the middle of the night by something. Things. The fog was so thick we can barely see what they were, but they were plucking all of the adults out of the fog like fucking flies and just screaming. You can like see his eyes trail off.
How many are you missing?
I'm the only adult here. All the boys are fine.
That's good, at least. But
Like raises an eyebrow and shrugs. There's nothing. Sure. Yeah.
But so, how many other adults were there?
I killed the camp leader and 4 others. Whatever they were. I don't know what it was. They were just targeting them. Pulling them out of their beds.
If it helps, one of them, at least, has been eliminated.
Yeah, I blew it up.
It doesn't help. Are they all gone? I guess there's more of them, I guess.
Certainly seems that way, yeah.
There were noises up until just now, and
can you get a hold of the forest wardens? They won't answer the radio, or they can't hear us from up here.
Unfortunately, even from where we were earlier, the reception's been spotty as hell. I think the fog's been messing with quite a bit of it.
Well, Callum, give it a try.
All right. He'll whip out the radio again, and he'll try and flick it on and tune in.
Nothing. It's actually devoid of static, if anything.
That's real disconcerting.
Not to mention when I tried to take the back road just real quickly with a few of the older ones to see what we could see. Heard the howling again. And we try to leave, or I try to at least, but I can't leave the boys.
Have you come across any other a group like of conservationists or anything like that?
No. It's just been us up here for 5 days. Not 5, 4, 3. I haven't slept. Sorry, I see him pinching the bridge of his nose.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Just.
Well, at the very least, I think we could guide you guys back to the warden. See if we can't get y'all back to safety.
We're not going through that.
Your option is to leave or die here.
No, the options are to figure out this problem. My responsibility is to these boys, and I'm not guiding them through that. If it's a targeting adult, anything we do around them puts them in danger. We clearly can't leave them in the fog by themselves.
Damn.
I'm not leaving these boys. The only thing we can do up here is that we have a good eye view of the valley, like gestures, and you can actually look as you turn and look. The actual observatory sits above the fog line. We've been able to get an idea of where they are from up here. That there's openings in the fog where we can see them moving through it. Not like separating it, but there's only a few things in these woods that are that big. They haven't come up this far, but they seem to be sticking on the other side of the stream.
Are they still moving as of now? As of the past quote-unquote hour?
I haven't been looking. I was trying to get some shut-eye before they started shouting on approaching people.
Samantha... Oh, sorry.
But you can hear them long before they get there.
Samantha, very excited by this prospect of some firsthand visual evidence, tries to kind of squeeze past him to get into, and says, let me look.
He puts up an arm and says, you're not entering this building.
I need to be able to see, or you need to go look.
I'm not moving. Sorry.
Then lock us out and go look and tell me if they're still moving. They've been quiet.
And that means they're not moving, as far as I can tell.
What I'm hoping for is to see if they're dead.
They're not dead. He kind of looks not exasperated, but like so tired. There's no way. Sorry, I understand what you're trying to say, but that's just how survival works. Just because you can't hear the thing that may be hunting you doesn't mean it's not there.
Well, speaking of survival, how much in terms of supplies do you even have in that observatory of yours?
Enough for another week. Here's what I will do. He detaches like a radio. It is much newer than the radio that you have. And hands it to Samantha. You guys formulate a plan. I'll call it anything I'm moving I see from up here, but I'm sorry, I can't let you inside. Those boys are traumatized enough.
All right, I guess we gotta hunt these things down and blow them up then.
One by one.
Seems to be the only sure way.
How do we know even how many there are? We don't even know where they're coming from.
Well, there's one place we haven't really looked yet.
I suppose a swamp.
Yep.
All right. We really gotta.
We got.
Okay, let's get moving.
All right, off they go.
And I thank you. It's nice to see other faces.
Of course. And will you also please radio us if anyone else is approaching you? That if it's not a monster or anything like that, but I'm saying,
yes,
anyone,
absolutely, yeah.
Anyone. Thank you.
I very solemnly hand him the half bag of cookies.
Callum almost protests.
Let the children have cookies, Callum.
No. Actually, before he says no, what kind of cookies are they?
I don't know, Callum. You tell me.
They're the coconut caramel with fudge stripes.
Caribbeans?
Sure.
Thank you for the clarification, Survey. Yes, Caribbean. He gives them a look and is like, "No, thank you." I'm sure a couple of them will enjoy this.
She nods very kindly and then turns around just thinking, well, at least Callum doesn't have them.
He looks so fucking mad right now. And he's just doing his best to be strong and brave and hold it in.
You're so brave. Okay, let's kill these things or swamp. That's all I can think of right now. I'm very tired.
Gotta fucking super kill them.
He looks at the three of you and goes, "Do you any actual weaponry?"
Legitimately, I pull out a gun.
They also pull out a gun.
And a huge hunting knife.
He reaches into his many pockets and hands each of you a flare.
I mean, I'll take it.
Thank you.
Well, all right.
I don't know. Wood, flare, we might do something.
It might.
And if you can get a hold of those goddamn wardens, tell them to sell a helicopter up here.
That reminds me, Christopher, you got a weapon on you?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I hold up my gun, my magnum.
This particular scout's eyes go particularly wide at the fact that all of you just seem to be pulling out magnums.
Hey, we got stuff going on, okay?
Yeah, I guess I'm the only one who was old-fashioned about his concealed carry. He'll roll back his trench coat a little bit. There is a whole ding-dang messer sword that is concealed under his trench coat.
That's close quarters, my guy. That's too messy.
Maybe the three of you should get moving.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
He's not unshouldering the shotgun, but he is kind of like, maybe having this out was a good idea.
Can I try something weird?
You always.
Wow,
Go
thanks.
Go get him, spooky.
So what I would like to try is after we felt that like pulse of deep anguish. There's been something needling at the back of my mind. So I would like to try and use my telepathy to read a bad situation, to reach out to the forest itself / those plants, because they seem to be a little sentient.
Is there a rule for that? Because I don't know what rule.
I don't know. That's why I said read a bad situation. My thought was like, what's the biggest threat, I guess? I'm trying
No.
stuff.
So given everything you've learned, the fact that you've managed to find the scouts, these things are clearly willing to kill, and there's something in these woods that is in deep, deep pain. And you're actively putting your own mind at risk, but understanding the consequences, this is going to be act under pressure with all this information on your shoulders.
Okay.
With a +1.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
That's a mixed success. That's an 8.
Okay. Well, no, this is just the closest thing we could get to it. I'm not going to do the worst outcome hardcore first birthday. The close act under pressure is literally the role. If it said, if you can't figure out the role, do this.
I was like, I don't know what fits this well, and it could just fall flat.
Yeah. So what does it look like when you do that?
It's honestly as they're walking, Samantha, she's kind of moving robotically as she seems to retreat within herself. It's almost like she's disassociating, but really she is kind of separating her mind into 2 different parts. The part that is running her body while her consciousness searches for other consciousness.
If you're going to try to almost astral project, I'm going to have to say you're going to stand still for this one.
Not quite astral project.
If you're trying to reach into the entity that is the forest, I'm going to say that's pretty close.
That's fair. She, at some point after, she started kind of disassociating, she will just stop dead in her tracks.
Okay. If we're separating a consciousness from your body.
No, that's pretty fair. That I didn't mean, literally, but, I can see what you mean.
Yeah. So as you reach out just into the eerie darkness of the shaded veil, you start to connect with what it really is. This was a beautiful, well-lit place, shaded because the estate under its boughs was, a little dark, was also comforting and warming. This place was filled with life that you're not realizing as you reach to the forest. It is devoid of. There's nothing here. And there's this layer of stick that you realize isn't the fog. It's like something else came here and put down this layer of misery and anguish and pain over this forest. And as you're kind of stretching out, you feel the litter. You feel fires that weren't put out correctly. You feel things that perished because things weren't put away properly. Just the abuse of a beautiful area. And as you reach out a little farther, something tickles back. And it's not the forest that you feel. It's the thing that protects the forest. And with that 8, you feel it whip out at something else that's investigating its domain. With an anger and a ferocity as something that is wounded, like a quartered animal that refuses to take any more pain or abuse. And you kind of feel laughed out, and you feel this ancient, old entity sitting deep in a wetland, marshy area surrounded by a blackness caused by something that could only have been man-made, and it is hurt by everything that has been happening. While it tried to present something beautiful to mankind, it was only thrown back in its face. It was ruined. It was controlled, and you feel it sick. You feel it's sick, and it can't take it anymore. It refuses. And you feel the weight of this elder being quietly say, die. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.